welcome to the Troy Kearns podcast, where we talk all things real estate, business, and entrepreneurship. Today, I've got Rebecca Burkhart from where parts of Missouri?
I grew up in Moberly, Missouri, so mid-Missouri.
Where's Moberly?
It's about 30 minutes north of Columbia, Missouri, so.
Okay, and Columbia is home of Mizzou?
Yep, that's where I went for undergrad, Mizzou Tigers, M-I-Z, baby.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I wear some of their swag. I don't know much about them, but I'm really excited to have you on our podcast because selfishly, I am trying to learn everything that's great in Kansas City, and you're somebody who is a foodie, a traveler, and I just found out you're also a rock climber?
I like to go hiking. I like to go exploring. Definitely no pro, but I like it.
So tell me, what got you into creating content online in the first place?
Yeah, so I started doing travel blogging about 5 years ago, 2018.
Okay.
So I started posting all my pictures outside of my personal Instagram account, so that's kind of how I got started. I was tired of blasting my family and friends with pictures of rocks or flowers or food, so it's like, why not just create a different account, and then that way I'm not annoying everybody. So I just started posting pictures there in 2018, actually my first trip out to Antelope Canyon. That's kind of near Las Vegas area.
Where is it? Is that in Utah?
It is in Utah, yep. And part of it's in Arizona too, so they're pretty connected.
Oh, I know where that is. That's where you cut through the rocks.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 states there. There's Utah, Nevada. I got a ticket there.
Yep.
Going
Page.
92 miles an hour.
Yep, Page, Arizona.
It is Page, Arizona.
Yep.
Because there's no court there.
Yep.
I went through there. I literally got a ticket driving home from Seattle one time. And that you're talking specifically, it's like every canyon is straight up.
Yep.
And there's a river on the right-hand side.
Yeah. That's Glen Canyon. Yep.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. And we didn't even bring you to talk about like hiking or mountaineering or anything like that. But I kind of want to go down that rabbit hole a little bit. So you're from Missouri. I live in Missouri now. I'm from Seattle. I lived in Las Vegas the last 15 years. I love hiking, and with my dog especially.
Yeah. Yep.
And what are the top places to go hiking around here within the Kansas City metropolitan area?
Okay, within Kansas City, there's a lot of little parks in Kansas City, a lot of local ones. I wouldn't say you're not gonna like summit any mountains. You're not gonna see like canyons anywhere in Missouri, but there are some cool spots in Kansas City. One of my favorite, and if you like to bring your dog, is Shawnee Mission Dog Park.
Okay.
Love that spot. It's got a huge lake where the animals can get in the water and swim.
Okay.
There's also trails, so you can walk with your dog too. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Right. Okay. What about like within driving distance?
Within driving distance, a Shawnee Mission is not too far. I think it's...
I mean, sorry, don't mean to cut you off, but like for hiking, like getting up in the mountains.
Getting up in the mountains,
Couple hour drive, 3, 4, 5, 6 hour drive.
Okay, so I would say if you're wanting to see something different than just some flat lands, maybe go down South Missouri and maybe even North Arkansas. So we're talking like 3 to 5 hour drive. Lots of beautiful places to check out in Eureka Springs. You can go hiking for the whole weekend. Down South Missouri, you can check out Ha-Ha-Tonka State Park.
Ha-Ha-Tonka, that sounds cool.
Ha-Ha-Tonka State Park, that's a good place to get some hiking in. You can also check out Johnson Shut-ins and Elephant Rock State Park. I love those 3, all very unique. Again, you're not maybe gonna be seeing any mountains, but they're all like great hikes and very pretty.
That's awesome. What got you into that?
I just like exploring. Honestly, I grew up in a small town on a farm, so my parents always made it an initiative to take my sister and I on family vacations.
Okay.
So we've been traveling for, my first trip was when I was maybe 4 to the beach.
Okay.
But yeah, so we just spent a lot of time traveling, and anything that's different to me, I want to check it out. Like I'm not a pro hiker, but I would like to still try it. I like whitewater rafting, canoeing, tubing, all the fun things. I haven't been skydiving yet. That's one thing I have not done yet.
I've done that.
Yeah? How'd it go?
5 times.
Apparently it went well. You're still here.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I'm most pissed off about my skydiving is I can't find my DVD for it. Like,
no! All that good content of your face going crazy. You lost it?
Yes, but what I will tell you about skydiving is once you jump out, it's like The most freakish part is getting up there.
Yeah.
But I did tandem all 5 times.
Okay.
I did never have the inclination to do it on my own.
Yeah.
Like with the altimeter and like pull it at the right time. I was like, no, I'm good. But it was awesome. I would highly recommend it. I did it with my wife too in Miami one time.
What'd she think?
She was like, I'm good. I did it. No, she was
once.
not scared or anything like that, but she was like, yeah, that's good.
Okay, cool. Did it once? Good to go.
Yeah, the guy did a backflip with me.
Okay.
So it is really cool. I would say it was almost like a drug.
Okay.
When you jumped out.
Just like adrenaline, everything's going crazy?
Yeah, because what they basically will tell you is they'll be like, okay, we're going to tap you on the shoulder twice, and then you go like this. And when they do that, you're just coasting. You're like literally flying. And what happens is eventually they're going to pull the chute, stuff like that. But at that point in time, you realize, like, if the chute doesn't open up, I'm not going to feel it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay, like, because I've already made the decision.
I'm already here.
The decision's been made, and there is no going back.
There's no going back. Wow. What a great experience.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it if you haven't done it. I would consider doing it again, although I have children right now.
Yeah, so maybe,
I mean, I would still do it.
You still do it? Yeah.
As long as it's tandem and I usually ask them how many jumps did they have.
Yeah, just watch them just say like, oh, I do this all the time. It's their first time.
You're my first.
Yeah, like, go.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Make sure you give us a 5-star review. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this podcast with a friend. And make sure that you schedule a call with me and my team. We have the Millionaire Mentorship Program. This is for newbie and advanced investors to get started investing in real estate. And if you're listening to this podcast right now, that's exactly what you want, right? You want to learn how to invest in real estate. It's changed my life. It can change your life. And we have a program that'll help you get your first or next investment property within the next 90 days, or I'll pay you $1,000 cash and you don't pay. Guess what else we're launching? We're launching a fund. And if you're interested, I'll include a link in my bio to this fund where you can actually invest with me on a lot of the properties that we're in. In fact, I'm in one of my properties right now in downtown Kansas City, in a building that I bought using my own money, but I started with just one property, and you can do the exact same thing that I did, but you got to get started. You got to take action. So whether you want to invest with me in my fund or whether you want to schedule a call with my team, both those links are in the bio. Enjoy the show. Give us a 5-star review. So you started this I guess, blog / digital space.
Yes.
And you became a digital creator.
Yes.
And your content is called Through Beck Specs.
Yes. Yep.
But you're not wearing glasses.
I'm not wearing glasses. I actually don't have to wear glasses or contacts either. It was more of just a Through Beck Specs. We're just looking at all the beauty and all of nature and food. Everything Kansas City too.
Okay. And so you love Kansas City.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Are you living still in your hometown that you grew up in, or are you living out here?
I live in Kansas City. Yep. I live in the Waldo area. So represent Waldo. Love that space. Good area. Yeah. Yep, but I moved here in 2018, right whenever I graduated from Mizzou. And then I started working full time, and I was traveling for work as well. So I'm like, why am I not posting pictures of places that I'm going for work and for fun? So I started Through Beck Specs, and I post all my pictures of when I'm traveling for work and for fun.
You have quite a bit of following.
Yeah.
It's hard to grow your social media account.
Yeah, I would definitely say if anyone's interested in starting a blog or a separate account, I'd highly recommend it. And I would just say the number one thing is not to be discouraged. I mean, some people have great success stories and they say, oh, I started my account 30 days ago. I posted every single day and now I have like 18,000 followers. Some people, it's a slow progress, and it really, you just have to kind of roll with the punches, and you have to, maybe you don't get a lot of likes on a post, and sometimes that can be discouraging, but you just got to keep going. And if you have a goal set, you can't let any negative comments get to you, and you can't just let you have to stick to your goal, stick to your plan. Yeah, I would say I started mine in 2018, and I was stuck about 5,000 followers for about 3 years. So it took a very long time to get past that 5,000 point. And I'm sure a lot of people have struggled too. You get your following up and then you hit a wall.
My wall was 1,000.
Yeah.
I couldn't get past 1,000, and then we had some stuff go off, and I've been at 40,000 for probably over a year now.
Yeah.
So I think 40,000 is my new wall.
Yep. Honestly, a lot of that changed when I got my master's online through Missouri State, and so I did some more marketing research through that. And then my new position, I am an integration architect, so part of that job is having to break information down and see how it all connects together. So that's kind of what I did with my Instagram account, was I broke it down by all the different components. You've got who you follow is important too. You know, if you're a real estate agent, but you're following a bunch of girls maybe in bikinis, then someone who's like maybe a mom with a bunch of kids.
Have you been looking at my account?
No, oh my gosh. No, I'm like, but I mean, it's true, like who you follow is very important and what you post is obviously important too, but you kind of have to break your account down by what you're trying to promote or find your niche market. And what you search too is very important. So if I get on my search feed and I search a bunch of Kansas City stuff, you'll notice that your feed is nothing but Kansas City items as well. So a thing for you too, if you're doing real estate, get on your search feed and search real estate in Kansas City, little things every day, and you'll start to notice that your algorithm is different and you're starting to see your niche or your niche market in your feed.
And that has to do with how you pick up more followers?
I've seen great success with that. I mean, I started looking up Kansas City stuff to do because whenever COVID hit, I wasn't traveling as much anymore. I needed some content that was local.
Right.
And so I started posting more KC things, and the more I searched in my feed, I started noticing everything's Kansas City now. I'm not seeing pictures really from Egypt or seeing anything from Ecuador or Guatemala. Everything's Kansas City, and that's when all of my Kansas City reels just started blowing up.
Yeah, and that's what brought me to you, is because I wanted to bring someone on this podcast who's an expert in Kansas City. And I thought, and in Vegas, you have a lot of people in Vegas who are constantly like, oh, because there's always a new spot.
Yep.
Check out this new spot.
Yep.
And that's a lot of what you do.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and it's been pretty cool recently. A lot of local restaurants and business owners have reached out and asked me to come in maybe for a free meal. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I went into Buck Tui Ties and I learned how to actually make short ribs, pulled pork, red curry, burnt end. It was so good.
That's one of my questions for you. Where's the best Thai place in Kansas City?
At this point, I had to say Buck Tui Barbecue. It's a barbecue place, but they have hashtag Thai Tuesdays. And they serve some of the most delicious Thai meals. And I've been to Thailand too, so I know if things taste pretty authentic or not.
Yes.
The owner there, he grew up in Thailand, so he brought the spin of Thai food to Kansas City barbecue. So it's an infusion. It's so good.
Well, that's cool because I've been to Thailand as well.
Yeah.
And I've wanted to get not only a Thai restaurant in my building here, but a Thai massage place.
Oh my gosh.
You've had a Thai massage if you've been to Thailand.
Yep.
How amazing are those?
Oh, it's amazing. One of the times my back popped so loud, the girl's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Oh man, that felt great. Yes, this is awesome."
And you have these little women that are putting like big guy like me up it, and they're putting you in the air with their feet.
Whole body. Yeah.
Yeah, and most people, when they think of the word massage, they think of something dirty. But a Thai massage is not a dirty massage.
No.
It's a good, like...
Deep.
I had major issues with like a nerve in my back, and I did, what is this stuff where they stick needles in you?
Oh, the acupuncture?
I did acupuncture.
Oh, wow.
Didn't work.
No?
I went to chiropractor. Didn't work. I did medicine. Didn't work. I finally went to this lady, and she worked me like ground beef. And next thing you know, I'm like, I feel better, 100%. And that was like a year of me going to all these wrong places. And I'm like, I'm now Thai.
See, all it took was one trip, one vacation. You got something solved.
That's it. So let's go about travel. So so you obviously said you like to explore growing up, and then you started traveling for work?
Yes, yep.
So what do you do for work?
So my current position is as an integration architect. So it's a part of project management. Essentially just make sure that all the applications are talking to each other. And if they're not, then a part of integration is trying to figure out why.
So did you major in computer science?
I did not. I majored in marketing. So I had this grand idea that one day I'd be a big marketer. I eventually just started getting into consulting, and I enjoy talking to people every single day. Of course, I'd love to do marketing full time at some point. That would be ideal.
Well, you're on your way.
Yeah.
You're marketing yourself. You're here.
Yes. Yeah. I like to think of my account or my social media platform through Beck Specs as like my virtual my marketing, or is like my virtual scrapbook, as I like to call it. So, yeah, it's been fun learning how to edit videos and edit pictures and post everything, but it definitely takes some learning.
What's your editing software of choice?
I like to use CapCut for my videos, and then honestly, I used to take the time to get into Lightroom and update my photos, but I feel like that takes a lot of time, and I think the iPhone does a great job if you click the auto edit feature. I think it does a great job of editing your photos, so you don't have to spend a lot of time doing it.
So you edit everything, you put everything out yourself.
Yep.
Are you on TikTok?
I am on TikTok, yes. So that's something that I need to explore a little bit more. And personally, I put that on me. I started off as a photographer, so in my head, I started off on Instagram because I like taking pictures. And then Reels became a thing after I'd already had a following, so videos to me is still kind of new. But I've been posting a lot more recently, and those have been doing great. I will tell you,
I'm a TikTok expert.
Yeah? All right.
Expert.
Got to take some tips from you. Again, it's just like any other platform. You can't get discouraged. And I think I do that sometimes too. With an example, even from me that has a following on Instagram, I get discouraged when I get on TikTok and I get like 300 views. So it just comes down to, if you have a goal, you got to keep pushing and keep going. And even I make the mistake sometimes of not posting and doing things just because of low views or low likes, and you just have to push through that.
I think we could get you some viral videos out of this podcast by asking a few questions.
Okay.
So let's start with a couple right now.
Okay.
So Kansas City is known for barbecue.
Yep.
You travel and eat in all the places all around Kansas City.
Yep.
Where is the number one place that you would recommend somebody who is visiting Kansas City go for barbecue?
Okay. If you're coming from out of Kansas City, I mean, you got your main ones like Q39 and Jack Stack, but I love BB's Lawn Side. I feel like not a lot of people know about it. It's kind of...
I've never been there.
Yeah, it's kind of near the Waldo Brookside area, I would say, but it's kind of a biker barbecue joint. Not a lot of people know about it, but you've got seating outside and inside. There's a barbecue sundae, which is so good. It's a mason jar with pulled pork on the bottom, beans, coleslaw, and a pickle spear at the top. It's so good.
I'm getting hungry right now.
Yep,
So
yep.
that's your top barbecue joint for anybody. Have you tried Joe's?
I have tried Joe's. It is so good. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I am not familiar with that one. I'm going to check that one out. Okay. So what would you say the top 5 restaurants are in Kansas City?
Top 5. Okay, here we go. My number 1, I don't go to it much. It is a little pricey, but absolutely worth it. It's a great date place, and that's the Majestic. It's downtown Kansas City. Not a lot of people know about it. I think it's great.
It's on Broadway, right?
Yes. Yep.
Walking distance from here.
Walking distance from here. Yep. They got live jazz in the basement, and it's very close and personal. Candles lit. It's dark in there, and the jazz just beautiful. Awesome steaks.
Okay, I'm booking. I'm taking my wife out there.
Yes, make a reservation to that spot. It's limited seating.
Okay, cool. So
top.
Okay, that's number 1 is Majestic. That's a steakhouse downtown Kansas City.
Yes. Yep.
What's number 2?
Ponax. I love Ponax. It's a Mexican restaurant.
Yes.
It's got easily the best margaritas in town. If you get one pitcher, you don't need plans for the rest of the night. One pitcher is good.
Yeah, my neighbor just speaks about it highly. He goes there. He was just there. He goes, I get 2 pitchers of margaritas every two.
I bet he's tired at the end of the night or passed out, one of the two.
He is a hard-working son of a bitch, man. That guy is 60 years old. I've never seen anybody work harder. We live up in the Northland, and he is. Yeah, he's always talking about Ponax.
That's so good. Absolutely so good.
Okay, so Ponax is number 2.
Yes.
What's number 3?
Okay, number 3. I wouldn't necessarily say for the food. I mean, the food is great. I just like the vibe of it. I really like going to the Well. It's got great happy hour. It's
the Well?
Yeah, it's in Waldo too.
Okay.
I like the Well. The food is great, but really the atmosphere is what does it for me. I mean, the music is always playing. You've got the up top patio, and they've got the fireplace is there for whenever it gets kind of cold out. I like that spot. It's
just a cool vibe, good place to get drinks, and live music.
Yep, and happy hour. They got great happy hour.
Okay, cool. So that's number 3.
That's number 3. Yes.
All right, number 4.
Okay, number 4. I feel like I had to say this one because it's a Kansas City staple, and I want people to check it out when they come here, and that's Lydia's. I did a reel about Lydia's. It's an Italian place. They've got a entree for 3 pastas. So you order the entree, they start you off with the 3 pastas to taste it, and then the guys are walking around with the skillets to reload your plate when you're done with it. So if you like one pasta the most, and they come around, you can get more. It's unlimited.
And what kind of food is that?
Italian.
Italian. Okay,
Yeah.
so Lydia's. Have you been to Capini's?
Capinis, yes, yep. That is
Okay.
also a really good spot. Great toasted raviolis. Yeah. I've only been there one time. I need to go back and get some videos.
Copini's is my Italian spot. I've been to Lydia's. I like Lydia's. But for my local thing, and that's one of the other things I was going to ask you, is your top Italian spot. So that would be Lydia's?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
I need to go back to Capini's. I'm sure it's like amazing. Yeah.
See, Lydia's, I liked it a lot, but it does have the corporate vibe a little bit.
Yeah,
and
it does.
And Capini's seems like your vibe, right?
Yeah. I feel like Lydia's is a KC staple. You have to give it a shout out. Capini's, absolutely. I'm trying to think. Garozzo's is another great Italian restaurant too. If anyone's interested in that,
yes,
Garozzo's great as well.
Yeah, I love Italian food, so anytime I can eat that. So number 5.
Okay, number 5. I feel like I've got to give a shout out to another small business somewhere.
Let's do it.
I'll give a shout out to Los Corrales too. It's near here.
Okay.
It's the first open Mexican restaurant in Kansas City.
I've not been there.
Yeah, I did a reel about it too. Now something that's different there is the salsa is warm. So not your typical cold or chilled salsa, it's warm salsa.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite dish there?
Favorite dish? I love fajitas, but I can always go for enchiladas.
Yeah, enchiladas.
Yeah.
I can never stop myself. Dos enchiladas, por favor.
Yeah. Oh man, that sounds great.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me. So I got a couple more questions that I want to ask you. So, I guess, what do you think Kansas City's best kept secret is?
Best kept secret. I think everybody knows about Kansas City's known for jazz, right?
Right.
I mean, you know about the Black Dolphin and the Green Lady Lounge. They're right next to each other.
I don't know about them.
Oh, well, there you go. So, 2 great jazz places, the Green Lady Lounge and the Black Dolphin. They're right next to each other. So, if one is full, just walk to the next one and take a look and see if they're seating. Downtown, I think the Crossroads area specifically.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yep, and then there's another.
I told you this was all about me, so this is awesome.
That's great.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and there's another great jazz bar. It's called the Piano Room, or nobody really knows about it. It's right next to a grocery store, so you wouldn't honestly think that there's even a jazz spot in this building. But yeah, it's tight, it's small, but they have jazz playing on specifically Monday nights. Yeah. And you have a jazz spot that you even mentioned earlier.
I did, yeah, and I thought that was the only place. It's Lonnie's Reno Club. It's the really cool thing about that, and I had actually found it out on Instagram from somebody else who I follow, and it's underneath the Ambassador Hotel, which is actually the first place that I stayed when I came to Kansas City.
Okay.
And the guy who owns it used to perform all around the country in Vegas, and his name is Lonnie Reno. Lonnie's Reno Club.
Okay.
And they serve you like a 4-course meal.
Oh, wow.
I think it's like around $100 per person. Yeah. And it is a freaking, and he puts on a show.
Oh, wow.
He is a showman. He's been in Vegas for years.
Wow.
And like he has all these old jazz icons on the walls.
That's awesome.
I took May and her husband. I've taken my dad and his wife.
Oh, wow.
And all of them have said that is the best, one of the best experiences they've ever had.
Okay.
So it's definitely someplace you should check out.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check that spot out. Yeah.
And if they're listening, they should bring you in there for free so they can get an awesome review.
Hey, I'm all for free things. That's kind of why I did start the travel blogging in a sense too, you know.
Did you?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's smart.
My parents, we grew up on a farm and resources were limited, and I just think it's really important that my parents always took us on trips and took us on vacations, because you learn so much, and it sparks a lot of different passions. And one day, obviously, my top goal is to be able to take my parents on vacations without them having to pay for anything.
That's cool.
Like, that would be absolutely amazing. I'd love for them to not have to pay for a plane ticket. So Southwest or American Airlines, if anybody's listening, there's a tip there. But anything that I can do to help, like, my friends or my family experience things for free, that's what I want to do too.
Well, let me give you a tip that you may not know about, or you may know about, and this is a shout out for both of us.
Yeah.
So one thing that I want to do is, because we have about 500,000 followers across all socials, including YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And I am a big Chase Southwest card lover.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Because my wife flies for free. We get the companion pass.
Nice,
Bags fly for free. We love that. We don't want to pay for bags.
Yep.
And then the points. My kids fly for free. And so I literally want to set up like an online store. Because when you're walking through the airport and they're like, you want to sign up for the Chase Southwest card?
Yeah.
I feel like I can drive, because I'm limited to 5 people per year.
Yep.
And I always max out.
Oh, you got a lot of points. That's a lot of flights.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think I could get millions upon millions of...
You probably could, yeah. I have the Southwest card too. I like it. I like being able to use those points on personal trips, so...
$11.
Yeah. I know.
$11.20.
Yep, that's all you have to pay for two-way if you use your points, right?
That's it.
Yep, yeah. I think it's like $5.60 if you go one way.
That's
yep.
right.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing, and they let you cancel anytime you want. I've got A-list status.
Yep.
People... It's funny. I'm glad we're going down this rabbit hole. People always talk about like, I had status on Alaska Airlines where you get upgraded to first class all the time.
Oof.
I would rather fly Southwest Airlines than any other airline.
Yep.
Because they treat you right. I know I'm always going to get on an aisle or a window.
Yep. Yeah. I like Southwest personally. That's my number one airline that I like to take. I feel like the flights are cheap if you can use the points, and I like that you don't have an assigned seat. Personally, I just want to walk and sit down somewhere the first thing that I find. I don't want to have to like bump into people, look around, try to find where I'm sitting. So
let's talk about let's go down that rabbit hole, because we want Southwest Airlines to contact both you and I. And I've read all their books, Going Nuts, The Southwest Way, all those books.
Yep.
One more thing, I think they've done it better than anybody else, because when I first I think we're all so conditioned to assigned seating, which is like, okay, I've got my assigned seat.
Yep.
But I traveled all around Europe this year. We took a bunch of different airlines. We took we went to London, we went to Italy, we went to Greece, and so we had all these international flights, and then we had, British Airways, aka American Airlines, going there, and I compared all these airlines and how they operated, the good ones, the bad ones. It always brings me back to Southwest. Like, the bags fly free, they treat you right, and the boarding process. Like, it's like these companies have put such an emphasis on trying to upgrade and sell seating.
Yes.
Versus giving a good customer experience and charging more. Like, Southwest arguably is as expensive as most of the airlines, but the difference is it's fast. When you board, you're in the A group, the B group, or the, God forbid, the C group.
Honestly, like, I feel like if you're flying, you're already spending hundreds of dollars. Why do we need to pay for our bags? Just saying. I love that Southwest, you don't have to pay for, like, your first checked bag. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, and if you're A-list, internet's free. And internet's free. You get to watch movies free even if you're not A-list.
Yep. So if you got kids, and even if you don't have kids and you want to watch movies by yourself, you can watch them for free. Yeah,
I think they've done it better than anybody else. Plus, again, on American, we were like in group number 9 to board. like this is silly.
Oh my gosh, that's a long wait.
If we have assigned seating, let's just get us all in there.
Yeah,
and
everybody just go and sit down. Yep.
Yeah, so it just seems like it's a bunch of nonsense to me. Okay, so I know we kind of went over this, but what are your like top steakhouses besides Majestic in Kansas City?
Top steakhouse. Honestly, I don't go to too many steakhouses because, as surprising as it may sound, I'm kind of a tightwad. So
that's okay. You're allowed to be a tightwad.
I'm a penny pitcher a little bit. That's why I like the free stuff. So if there's any steakhouses here that want to have me in, I'd love to. But the Majestic is the top one that I have right now. Do you have any recommendations for steakhouses?
It's funny to say that. You're a tightwad. I actually am a tightwad as well. But it's not about, I just don't like blowing money. I like experiences.
True, yeah.
And so if like Lonnie's Reno Club, it's expensive, but it's an experience.
That's an experience.
For me to go and eat a steak at a nice steak restaurant, I would probably say my favorite one in Kansas City is the Capitol Grill.
Okay.
In the Country Club Plaza.
Okay, yep.
And that is more, for me, it's a business thing. I'm not going to go and take my family there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go. If I'm going to go to a steakhouse with my family, you know where we're going?
Where are you going?
Outback.
Yeah. I was going to say Texas Roadhouse, one of the two.
Outback.
Hey, you know, that's great still. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably my spot.
Capitol Grill, they've got great seafood. I've gotten seafood there. Amazing.
Yeah, they're what do you call that? A corporate company.
Yep.
They're in Las Vegas. I liked them there.
Okay.
Great lunches. But one place that I don't even know if you've been to, but it's right down the road here.
Okay.
It's called the Bristol.
The Bristol. Okay, I have been to the Bristol. Very good. I checked it out during Restaurant Week. Also, if you haven't checked out Restaurant Week, it takes place once a year, usually in March.
Okay.
But there's such great deals. So you're talking like 2 to 4 to even 5 course meals for maybe 20, 30, 40 bucks. So KC Restaurant Week.
Right now.
KC Restaurant Week. That's where I tried Bristol.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's so it's interesting. If you go in that restaurant anytime, it's always empty.
Yeah.
It's actually part of the Power and Light District. They're subsidized by the state and the city because they don't make enough money, and they put their restaurant down here as like a deal for Kansas City to bring more people down there. A lot of the restaurants, I think, are subsidized in downtown.
Okay. Sounds like we need to start hitting up the downtown restaurants a little bit more.
I think once more people live downtown, when all of the buildings are revitalized and turned into apartment buildings, we'll have our Whole Foods, we'll have all of these nice, cool restaurants, and they're obviously driven by traffic, and they're not going to come down. There's actually a cool thing called the Protein Club or Protein House. What's it called, Danny?
Protein House.
Protein House right down the road here, but it's literally like $20 for a burger. And so if I'm going to go get a $20 burger, I'd rather have like a nice trout fillet and a kind of full course experience, and the Bristol really offers that.
Okay, yeah, the Bristol. Sounds like we need to start hitting up some downtown restaurants.
For sure. And I don't even know what this place is called. I just know it's next to Mildred's on Baltimore.
Okay.
Like the Milwaukee Delicatessen.
Okay.
I've only had their pizza there. It's amazing. It's like a slice, like this big, and it's cut into a bunch of little pieces. It is bomb.com.
Amazing. That sounds so good.
Yeah.
Man, you brought up burgers. I'd say.
Oh, yeah, that's my deal.
I like 2 great burger spots that I like in Kansas City's Taste Burger Shack.
Never been there.
That's in North Kansas City. It's an actual shack. You would drive by it and probably not think much about it.
Okay.
It's delicious. And then same goes for Max's Burgers and Euros. It's in the Waldo area as well. 2 great spots to get burgers, and they're not expensive either.
All right, here's mine. Town Topic.
Town Topic, that is a good one. Yeah, that's a staple. I should have listed that as like one of the top 5 for Kansas City, truthfully.
Okay, well, we can go back.
Yeah, Town Topic.
Town Topic. Yeah. So when I first started flying here, because I was investing in real estate, I was living in Las Vegas. And I was looking for some place to go late at night and eat. Yeah. And Town Topic it was. And I was like, wow, this place. And it's a hole in the wall. They've got 2 locations. Yep. One, I think, on Wyandotte, and the other one on Broadway. And just, it's you get what you get. It's a burger shack.
Yep, it's a burger shack. It's great. I mean, great drunk food, and it's good when you're sober, too.
Yeah, so. I've never been there drunk, but I definitely I've seen a lot of people there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm like, because it's so close to downtown, everybody, when they're done at the bars, they'll just trickle over to Town Topic and get some late night burgers.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, I'm going to be so hungry by the end of this podcast. Are you a sushi person?
I do like sushi. To be fair though, I am a country girl when it comes to sushi. So if it's like the crab or shrimp tempura, I'm all for it. But the fresh stuff,
oh really?
I'm kind of a wuss. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually do not like the tempura. I prefer the other stuff.
You want the real fresh stuff.
Yeah. For me, the fried takes away some of the sushi.
Takes away that. Yeah.
But I'm with you. It took me a while. Like if you're getting into the crazy stuff like eels and octopuses, I'm out.
I might be out on that.
Pretty much anything with tuna, I'm good.
Okay.
And salmon, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm still down for like sushi trips with the friends all the time. I'm just maybe not so much the raw stuff. I go not raw. Yeah. There's some great spots to get sushi in Kansas City, I think. I'm trying to think of the one. It's off Rainbow Boulevard.
I can't remember any of them.
I know. I'm trying to think of like all the different names. I usually just pop in and grab it and go. I mean, we know Kona Grill is great in downtown Kansas City. They have great happy hours for the sushi rolls.
There's a cool place I went the other day, and I think it's in Overland Park. It's all you can eat sushi, all you can eat teppanyaki.
Oh, that sounds great.
All you can eat everything.
Okay.
It's like one of those like where they loaded up.
That sounds great. I like that.
Yeah, steaks.
Okay.
All you can eat steaks. It got I don't even remember the name of it. It was called. My wife found it. I was like, whoa, they got this here. This is like the first time we've had it. I can't remember. I think it's called like plum or something.
Okay. I know there's also I'm just blanking on the specific names of it, but there's one I think it's in Mission, but it's called Sushi Train. But you actually sit at a bar. and the train is going around the middle of the room.
Okay.
And that way you can just kind of grab the sushi that you want, and you sit there and you eat it, and then you just grab some more. Sushi train.
Yeah,
Yep.
that sounds good. We should definitely hit that up.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are you working at right now? You said Oracle.
Yes, yep.
Now, was it formerly Cerna?
Yes, formerly Cerner, yep.
Okay, so formerly Cerner. So Cerner was like a major corporation based out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Yes, headquarters, yep.
And they just sold out to Larry Ellison
Yep.
and Oracle. So Larry Ellison's like one of those guys I look up to.
Yeah.
Super, super wealthy.
Yeah.
Like beyond, like I think he's one of the top richest guys in the world.
Wow.
He also owns like an island in Hawaii.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal. He's got a huge koi farm in California. He's actually one of those guys who races boats.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what
Lots
the
of
name
hobbies.
Yeah, well, he's got lots of money.
I know, yeah.
And
You can
I
have
think his
hobbies
son
with
is
money.
trying to be like a movie director in California.
That's
so
awesome.
how has it been since the transition?
Honestly, it wasn't too terrible. I'll be candid. I left when it was Cerner, and I went to Honeywell here in Kansas City, and then I went back to Oracle, to Cerner when it was called Oracle. So I made the hop whenever the transition was going on. So I didn't really see too much of the day-to-day impact, but I'd say every day-to-day, my job isn't really different with the change of it being Cerner to Oracle. And truthfully, I may be one of the employees who might think differently, but I love the fact that we're now Oracle. I think it's great for Kansas City to bring in more talent. I mean, we're talking about Cerner getting jobs for people that are out in maybe different states too. I mean, we're pulling in some like very intelligent, great resources. So
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I think Oracle owns a lot.
Yeah, that's a big name.
Yeah, they had the Golden State Warriors was at the the Oracle Arena. I mean, Larry Ellison is a whiz.
Yeah.
He started in data. He knows everything about data, and he's continued to buy company after company after company. So going into that a little bit more, so your dream in college in Mizzou, you said your undergrad. Did you get a graduate degree as well?
Yes, yep, online. Yeah,
It still counts?
Yeah. I never really touched,
It's like I met
stepped
her
foot.
online.
I met her online. Yeah, I'm like, I never really stepped foot on campus until graduation day. But yeah, I got my my master's online through Missouri State. It's very cheap, by the way.
I think it's better. I mean, sometimes you learn more online than you do actually going to the classroom.
That's true.
Because they have it so... I took my last, and this is 20-something years ago, but I took my last classes online at Bellevue Community College, which is now Bellevue College.
Yeah.
We used to call it Bellevue Child Care.
Okay.
BCC. And I remember taking Excel, Access, all just to kind of finish out my degree. And I was like, man, I'm learning more by doing these modules with these books than I am in the classroom.
In the classroom, yeah. I mean, sometimes class clowns don't do well in person. You know what I mean? You're just too busy talking and chit-chatting. It's hard to pay attention.
It might have been that case. It definitely was at middle school.
Yeah.
But college, I think I just want to be done at some point in time.
Yeah, I feel that.
And I probably wouldn't have gone back for myself personally. So going down to like growing up in a small town and growing up on a farm, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we like to call it kind of the funny farm. So it wasn't a huge, lots of cows operation. We had about 50 acres. We had cows, some horses. We had a peacock. We had pigs. We had about 150 chickens, cats, dogs. I mean, we had quite a bit on the farm, but really it was just for us. I mean, we would eat our own eggs, eat our own chickens, eat our own pork and beef. So most of
I
that.
I love that. Like, that's my dream.
Yeah.
We're going down to Sedalia to pick up a half a cow tomorrow.
Hey, Sedalia, if you're in Sedalia, literally the best food, like all time, my favorite place to get salsa, El Tapatio.
El Tapatio.
Yep, Sedalia, Missouri. It's amazing.
And I flipped a house there for $1,000, by the way.
Nice.
Like, I bought a house for $1,000 in Sedalia, Missouri. We just got a student from Sedalia, Missouri for my online coaching program. One thing I want to mention is like this is like Nowheresville town, right? Sedalia?
Yeah.
So that's cool. So, the one thing about like, butchering your own cow, they kind of become your pets, right?
Yeah.
Is that a tough thing to deal with?
You know,
Or was it like, we'll get another one?
Yeah, as time went on, I was just like, okay, well, there went Larry. I'm like, yeah. But yeah, like, oh, Larry tastes good tonight, I guess, when I'm eating my dinner. But yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. Everything was fresh. We had a 2-acre garden, so my dad was very, he loved his garden. I'm talking like 80 tomato plants, cages, the whole get up.
So that's pretty cool to grow up on a farm.
Yeah.
Like, and knowing that like a lot of the food that's in the grocery stores these days is no good for you.
Right, yeah.
It's like bleached chicken.
Yep.
It's got yellow dye in it.
Something, yeah.
And when you're eating on a farm, you're eating good
Fresh.
food.
Yeah,
Good fresh vegetables. And that's one thing that I didn't think it was going to impact me in Missouri, because I've been living in Las Vegas for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And nothing is really fresh there because everything is shipped from somewhere else.
True, very true.
You're not growing much in the desert.
That's true. That is true.
But here, everybody, like my neighbors are giving me tomatoes. I mean, tomatoes like apples.
Lush. Everything's lush right now. It's great.
Yeah. So do you have a garden at your house right now?
So I've got 3 tomato cages. I've got 3 going. They're pretty good. Going all right. Yeah, definitely a goal of mine, get a bigger house, bigger backyard. I definitely want to have some more chickens. I'm going to be that weird Kansas City person with like 3 chickens in the backyard. But
you said you had 40 chickens growing up?
We had about 100 to 150.
Did you eat them as well?
When they were no longer laying eggs, yes, yeah.
So if you're not laying eggs,
you're done. You're done.
So how does that process work?
So we lived very close to the Amish. My mom has a pen pal in the Amish. We would take our animals out there.
And they would butcher them.
I would take about 100 chickens out there in a crate or in crates, and I would come back like 3 hours later, and they're in Ziploc bags. About $100
I never planned on the podcast going this way, but I'm glad it did.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
It's about $1.50 a chicken whenever we got them done. But yeah, we drop them off, come back, Ziploc bags.
That's great. Yeah, I've got 11 acres out here, so I was thinking about doing sheep.
Yeah.
But so cows, how much land do they need?
I don't know the specifics, but I feel like they need quite a bit of room just to move around and eat. So I think 11 acres are good.
Is it mainly can they just eat off the grass, or do they need extra stuff?
I mean, you can throw extra stuff, but dawn of ages, cows just eat grass. But yeah, you can throw in like hay or alfalfa or like feed.
We might have to get it. And how long before a baby cow is able to be eaten?
To be eaten? Oh man. I guess I'm not really for sure on the timeline of it. I guess I didn't really care too much about the cows. I guess I didn't.
Is it on Larry's first birthday or on his second?
Yes, I'm like, I guess I just, maybe second birthday? Poor Larry, I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't have many birthdays.
They didn't have very many, no.
That's great. So you ate eggs, you ate pork, all that stuff growing up, and you guys had it, you butchered it with Amish.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, what town was that again that you grew up in?
Moberly.
Yep. And so there's a lot of Amish in that area?
Ton of Amish, yeah. There's a Amish community out there. I actually had a little small business from being around in the Amish. It's called Plain and Simple, the Amish Box, and I sent monthly boxes or a single box to people's houses with Amish products or ingredients in it, so you could like make your own Amish pie or make your own Amish biscuits, and there's like jam and jellies and stuff, and fun facts about the Amish too.
Yeah,
that was a fun little business venture.
That's awesome. So you've got an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yep. And then I actually most of the products that were in the box too are now sold at my mom's store in Brunswick, Missouri, which is even smaller. It's a very small town, but she's got a little country store, Grand River Marketplace, but she sells a lot of Amish products in there too.
Can they order them online, or do they
Yep. Yeah, you can order online. She'll ship it to your house.
What's her website?
GrandRiverMarketplace.com.
GrandRiverMarketplace.com.
Yes. Yep.
And you can order one of the Amish boxes. What else can you order there?
You can order jams, jellies, pecans. So Brunswick, where the shop is, it's known as the pecan capital. So my family grew up in that area, and they still live there too, and they have a lot of pecan trees. But it also has the world's largest pecan. So if you're wanting to do like a hour-and-a-half road trip from Kansas City and check out the world's largest pecan, it's there. It's fake, but it's still there.
That's awesome. That's cool. Cool stuff I did not know. I think so. Going down and talking about growing up on a farm, and now you're living in the big city.
Yeah.
Is that do you plan on like reliving your adult life? I mean, you're an adult, but like your family life on a farm?
I would like to. I would like to one day. Yeah, I could easily go back home. That would be my dad's wish, to go back and move back in the area. But I do love Kansas City, and I like exploring, and I still have got the bug to check out places, and I like being next to an airport. But absolutely, whenever I am at the point where I can get a house with a big backyard and lots of space, I would love to do that.
Cool.
Lee Summit, Lone Jack area, I'm thinking some space.
Yeah, I'm a big Platte County fan myself, or like Weston, Missouri as well.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's
like
where things, I mean, I get like things north seems like they're a little bit more rural, but with the airport being built out, I think they'll continue to drive more traffic that way.
I think so too.
And I see, just from Berry Road where I'm at, it seems to be expanding a big time. I still ride my Razor all around there on those streets. I ride to Smithville on the Razor all the time, ride to this place, that place, the other place. Let's go into travel. So growing up in this small town, obviously you probably felt a little bit like you're exploring, you're going out, getting stung by bees. So when did this travel bug start?
Yeah, so when I started at Mizzou, that was the first time I actually left the country. So up to this point, my parents had taken us on vacations. I mean, we've drove to New York City, Las Vegas, Seattle. We've drove everywhere.
So you guys were in the family vehicle?
All the time, yep, yeah.
Got Rebecca. What, you got brothers and sisters?
Got one sister and then my mom and dad, yep.
Okay, so family of 4, on the road with dad and mom. They're taking you to Las Vegas. They're taking you to New York City.
Taking us everywhere.
Seattle, where I'm from.
Yep. Chicago, Florida, Texas. I've been to every single state except for 3.
What states have you not been to?
I have not been to Hawaii.
Okay.
I have not been to Maine.
Okay.
And I have also not been to New Hampshire.
You've been to Alaska.
Random. Oh, actually, so I need to add 4.
4.
I've not been to Alaska. 4.
Okay. I was going to say, your parents drove you to Alaska.
Oh my gosh, no.
That's a hell of a drive.
No. I have not been there. So 4.
You got to check out Maine.
Yes. I've always wanted to see the lighthouses, eat the lobster rolls. I've wanted to do that experience.
Yeah,
so.
it's not very far, and it's summertime.
Yep.
That place has been burnt down like 6 times.
Yeah.
Like Maine, the Portland, Maine is what I'm speaking of, because that's the capital there. That place has been burnt down. Take the tour, take the duck tour, do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Okay.
So you left, you were traveling, your dad got you the travel bug, your mom got you the travel bug.
Yes. Yep. And then I got to Mizzou, and in between my freshman and sophomore year, I studied abroad in Prague, Czech Republic. So that was the first time I had ever even got on a plane, and I went all the way.
First time on a plane?
Yes, and I went across
the
pond.
How old were you?
I was, I think, 18 maybe. I was a freshman, sophomore year, so.
That's crazy.
18, 19. Yeah, so studied abroad in Prague, Czech Republic. And then from there, we had gone on some weekend trips. We went to Rome and Amsterdam, Budapest, Brussels. And then whenever I came back, I was like, oh my gosh, I just got to keep traveling. This was so cool. Coming from a small town, you see some things you just the whole world, and it becomes just something like a bug. You just want to keep going, keep exploring. So ended up after that, probably the coolest trip that I've been on and most memorable. I went to Panama twice in college too. So Panama.
I've not been there. I want to check out the Panama Canal.
It was really awesome. I'd say that if any students are in college and you have an organization called Global Brigades, I'd say highly check it out. So depending on your major or your degree, you go to an indigenous community and you help their area. So I went to school for business, and so when I went to Panama, we went about 3 hours into the jungle, stayed with an indigenous community, and we helped them with a business proposal. So maybe that's they want to invest in chickens. Well, do you want to lay eggs or do you want to butcher them? And what's the most profit return, and how do we get it to the city of Panama City, or 3 hours into the jungle?
Right.
Or another example was an artisan group. They wanted to make bracelets and handkerchiefs and everything, and the idea is, well, how do you promote that really in the middle of nowhere? Well, they've got a community phone, so you can start social media. So the Global Brigades is great. If you're an engineer, you can go on the trips and do installing water or sewage, some type of either you can even build a house out there. Honestly, Global Brigades, it's great.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, it was a great experience. And then after college, I just kept going and checking out new spots.
So where else have you been?
I've been to the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. Went to that last year. That was amazing.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah, definitely a wonder. I've been to Ecuador. I've been to Guatemala, Mexico. I've been there a couple times. I went to Ireland by myself. Whenever I graduated from college, I had about 3 months until I started my full-time job, and I had graduated early. All of my friends were still in school, and I was like, I have 3 months before I have to work for the rest of my life. What do I do? So I went on a solo trip to Ireland. I'd highly recommend it if anybody's looking for like a solo trip. Ireland's a great place to go because it's safe. Everyone speaks English. There's Wi-Fi there, so you don't have to worry about losing connection. But yeah, Ireland.
Yeah, that's cool. And I think one thing that you're mentioning there is so important. I don't want to like glaze over it. Is I've always been a traveler, much like yourself. I took a train to Mississippi when I was 18 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I had never done much of anything by myself. And I think that if you're listening to this podcast, number one, give Rebecca a 5-star review and share this with a friend. Yeah, awesome. We love the woohoos.
I'm a woohoo girl.
So, but like the independence that travel gives you and the confidence that it gives you to navigate through like a new place, a new city. Like I could imagine like you being a country girl, never leaving never being on a plane before. And I tell my kids they've been probably on 100 flights. I was like, you guys have been on more flights than most adults in their entire lifetime.
Yep.
And you going to Prague your first time and now traveling to Ireland by yourself. Like some people would think, oh, that's weird. You should go with somebody else. But it's actually weird that you have to go with someone else.
Yeah.
Because traveling, you're going to go meet people, hear stories.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. And you're going to actually learn more about yourself.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, if you go with people, I mean, my favorite part about traveling truly is seeing the happiness and excitement on people's faces. And I think I realized that when I was traveling by myself. But I would say the best part about traveling by yourself is you're not reliant on somebody else to start the conversation. You're not reliant on somebody to talk to you all the time. You know, you kind of have to put yourself out there and meet new people and start those conversations on your own. So
yeah, and so any tips for people who are looking to like travel or travel hacks that you would say, things that to save money? Like you self-admittedly are tight, so I'm sure that you're looking for deals on things all the time.
Yeah, I would say I definitely like we talked about the Southwest credit card, but I like saving the points through that. I like Airbnbs. I don't usually stay at hotels. I think hotels are kind of expensive, but with Airbnbs, I mean, you can stay in a cabin for $30 a night if you find a really good one. I've even stayed at a $15 a night cabin in Eureka Springs, and it was BYOB, bring your own bed. And that's fine. I didn't have to pitch a tent. I just brought my cot with me, and I slept in that.
So you're adventuresome for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I would say the Southwest credit card, use Airbnb. I mean, if you do plan a trip, it's good to plan trips with, obviously if you're going by yourself, that's great, but it's easy to split up some of the fees when you go with other people. But yeah, I would say, save money here and there. Like if you need a budget to go on a trip, maybe don't go out to eat on Wednesday and say, okay, well, I just saved $50 not going out to eat. I'll use this for a plane ticket. So, I mean, there's little things that you can do to save money on traveling and plan ahead. Plan ahead. Don't wait to the last minute. When you wait to the last minute, I mean, prices are going to be high.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that people may or may not know is that it's actually cheaper to go other places than it is to stay here.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, the plane ticket to Ecuador was $350. I mean, some people...
What's the price of food in Ecuador?
The price of food in Ecuador?
Yeah.
I'm talking, I'd spend like $20 a day max on breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And eating out all the time.
Yep, yeah.
What does it cost to order Uber Eats?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. But I'd even say when we were in Egypt, I mean, we took a 45-minute Uber from our hotel to the actual pyramids, and it was $8 a person.
Yeah.
So, I mean, traveling can be cheap. It's the daunting part is buying the plane ticket, truthfully. I think when people see the price of the plane ticket, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't afford this. But once you're there, everything is very affordable.
Yeah, and I think if you could figure out that, like, one app that I'm a big fan of, both when you're traveling internationally or when you're here and you're traveling internationally, or you're internationally and you're looking to travel, Skyscanner.
Skyscanner, yep.
Are you familiar with that one?
I like Skyscanner. I mean, it does the work for you of trying to find the cheap flights.
Yeah, 100%. It's a great one. Mm-hmm. Rebecca, as we wrap things up, I really want to thank you for coming on here and sharing all this wisdom. You're super smart. Like, I was honestly downplaying, like, I always thought we were going to be talking food and like
yeah, we talked about everything.
Yeah.
Talked about integration architect, talked about living on a farm. It's full spread.
Full spread. And I think so. I guess, what would be your goal, like, for life? What would you see yourself, like, you're currently in your career, right? You're in a career phase of your life.
Yeah.
So you said you want to be into marketing.
Yes, yeah.
So how do you see yourself moving forward with that?
Yeah, so I did apply to present at the Kansas City Entrepreneurship Week. So if anybody's looking to grow your social media, grow your business, get tips and tricks, KC Entrepreneurship Week is actually coming up in November. I've gone every single year. It's a great place. Even if you don't have a business or a product to pitch, you go to these classes and you can learn so much. So
yeah,
I'd highly recommend that.
I might check it out.
Yeah, KC.
Yeah, we sell an online coaching program. We teach people how to invest in real estate. We do all sorts of things like that. But
there's classes like that too.
Yeah, I always feel like you should go to any of those types of things because you're going to learn something.
Yeah, and even in the networking part too. I mean, you never know. You could be sitting next to somebody who owns a business 3 blocks away, and you want to do a collaboration. So
is your dream to have a business or to have a marketing job?
Yeah, so I would say my ultimate goal, if I could, money wasn't a thing, time wasn't a thing, I would say my ultimate goal would be to just be like a full-time content creator. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that do that full-time, and right now I'm at the point where I'm getting free dinners and I'm getting free items.
You're just touching the surface.
Yes, I'm just touching the surface of maybe what could possibly be. But again, really the whole goal of travel blogging, how I started is I just want to take my parents on trips where they don't have to pay for it. I mean, they did that for my sister and I, and that's why I'm able to travel every single day now. So ultimate goal, content creation, and go on free trips. That would be awesome.
Well, I think that's totally doable. And if you're in anywhere in the United States and you're listening to this podcast and you want to get a lot of eyeballs on your stuff, bring in Rebecca. She'll give you a great review.
Yes.
She'll plug you, and all you got to do is bring her out there.
That's it. I love making reels and sharing photos, so have
Awesome.
me in.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. Guys, make sure you give us a 5-star review. Make sure you share this podcast with a friend. And how do they follow you, Rebecca, in your journey?
Yeah, find me on @3BeckSpecs. You can check me out on Facebook. I do daily Facebook posts, Instagram, and TikTok. We're getting there.
We're getting there. So look for her to blow up all over on socials as she travels the world and tries all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Appreciate you dropping some of that knowledge on our audience today, and appreciate you making yourself available coming into the studio.
Yeah, thank you very much. This has been a great experience.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
All right. Peace. So I wanted to interrupt you in this podcast and just take a quick moment to tell you 2 things. Number 1, we do this for free for you. I haven't made a nickel on social media at all. I'm doing this to provide you enough value, so all I'm asking for you to do is share it and give us a 5-star review. It'll totally help us out, and I really appreciate it. The other thing, if you want more free resources like our free Facebook group, it's Millionaire Mentorship Real Estate Investing on Facebook. All you gotta do is join it. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, and there's lots of resources there, and we'll definitely give you those for free, no charge. Here's the other thing. If you're serious about investing in real estate and you're ready to take action, I have a program. No matter where you're at in your real estate journey, I can help you out. I don't care if you've got 5 houses, 10 houses, no houses, 100 houses. I've got something that I can share with you that's going to make you a lot of money. And if you want to become financially free and you're brand new to real estate investing, this is the absolute thing you want to do. And here's the thing. What I've learned from most of my students right now is that it's not just an investing program. It's a mindset program. We're going to change the way you think about money. If you want to start investing, make sure you schedule a call with me and my team, and let's get the ball rolling. Guess what else? If you are like, man, I don't got the time and I make tons of money, I just enjoy listening to what you got to say, that's cool too. We actually have set up a fund where you can invest with us, but you got to be an accredited investor. If you want to find out what that looks like, all you got to do is click the link in my bio, fill out the form. It takes you about 2 seconds, and then we'll let you know about the deals that we're doing. We're doing big deals in Kansas City. And this year, I think we'll do 2 huge deals in Kansas City. I'm looking at a few right now, and I want you to be a part of it. And if you've got more money than time, then that's what you should do. If you got more time than money, then schedule a call with me and my team, and we'll get you into our coaching program so that you can have more money than time.